What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you how we can find the nth term in linear sequences. Linear sequences means they are going up by the same value each time. The first key word that we need to learn is this word here, term. And term tells you which number in the sequence you're talking about. This is the first number, so it is our first term. This is our third term. This is our second term. This is our fourth term. First term, second term, third term, fourth term. Our next number would be our fifth number, so our fifth term, then sixth term, and so on. We're trying to find nth term. If you see my video on what is x, you'll know that nth term means that we don't know which term we're talking about. It could be this one here, or it could be this one here, or it could be this one here, or this one here, or this one here, or this one here. We don't know. We're just trying to find what the nth term is. So we need to come up with a bit of algebra to explain the nth term. This topic here is something some people find really difficult. And the only way to find this difficult is if you're messy. If you're neat with your work, it's going to be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to write n here. We're going to turn our sequence into columns. And we've got this row here, which is n. And n just means the term. So 5 is our first term. So we write 1 over here. 9 is our second term. 13 is our third term. N means which term are you talking about? So for 17, which term is it? It's our fourth term. So here, for 17, n is 4. What we now need to do is we need to work out what type of sequence this is. So we're going to check what's it going up by each time. How do I get from 5 to 9? Well, I'm going to add 4. I'm going to add 4. I'm going to add 4. This is a linear sequence. It goes up by the same amount each time. So every single time it's going up 4. That's our sequence. Plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. Because it's plus 4, we do plus 4 n as our next step. If it was going up by 7, this one's not going up by 7. I'm saying if it was going up by 7, it would be plus 7n. If it was going up by 10, it would be plus 10n. If it was going up by 3.5, it would be plus 3.5n. If it was going up by a fliggledy-piggledy, it would be a fliggledy-piggledy n. So whatever the number's going up by, put it in front of n. Plus 4n means we need to do 4 times n. So here n is 1. So 4 times 1, 4. Here n is 2. So 4 times 2, which is 8. Here n is 3. So 4 times 3, which is 12. 4 times 4, which is 16. So we've got our sequence, 4, 8, 12, 16. But now we need to ask ourselves the question, what are we trying to find again? Because we're not trying to find the sequence 4, 8, 12, 16. We're trying to find the sequence 5, 9, 13, 17. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say, how do I get from 4 to 5? What do I need to do? How do I get from 4 to 5? Well, to get from 4 to 5, I plus 1. And we check, is that the same from 8 to 9? Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1. We are always adding 1. So we're going to take this line here, it's going to stay exactly the same, plus 4n. But this time, we're going to add 1 each time. And when we add 1 each time, this line here plus 1 each time, 4 plus 1, 5, 9, 12 plus 1, 13, 16 plus 1, 17. We have added 1 each time and we've got our sequence. We wanted 5, 9, 13, 17. We have ended up with 5, 9, 13, 17. So our answer, 4n plus 1. This isn't difficult. There's no sums in there that are difficult. It's just quite slow, and sometimes it's tricky being as neat as you need to be. I'm going to do one more example. If you haven't got the hang of it now, you will by the end of the next example. Okay, so we've got our sequence 12, 17, 22, 27. Those are now our columns. We want to add in our columns and we'll add in our rows too. The first thing that we want to do is do n as our first row. So first term, 1, n is 1. N tells you what term it is. N is which term of the sequence is this? Which term of the sequence is this? It's our second term, 2. Which term of the sequence is this? Third term, fourth term. Now we ask ourselves, what's the sequence going up by? So it's plus 5. Plus 5. How do you get from 22 to 27? You add 5. How do you get from 12 to 17? You add 5. Because it's plus 5, we put plus 5 in front of n. So now what we're going to do is you do 5 times 1. 5 times 2. 5 times 3. 5 times 4. Now what we need to do is we ask ourselves, how do we get from this line here, because we didn't want to find 5, 10, 15, 20, we were looking to find 12, 17, 22, 27. How do you get from 5 to 12? How do I get from 5 to 12? I need to add 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. Let's see if the next one works as well. 10 plus 7 is 17. Is 22. 20 plus 7 is 27. So now what we want to do is we want to do plus 5 and then n and then plus 7. So we have got this line here, 5n, but we're adding 7 this time. So this line here, the only difference is we're adding 7. 5 plus 7, 12. 17, 22, 27. And we've got our answer because this line here, 12, 17, 22, 27 is the same as this line here, 12, 17, 22, 27. So our answer for the nth term, what's the nth term? 5n plus 7. It's quite long, it's quite slow. There's a lot of steps to remember, but all of the steps are quite straightforward. Come back in the next video where we're going to be using this information to solve problems using the nth term. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.